All right, everybody. Thank you for joining me once again. We are back with the top four of the Marchesa cEDH tournament. All right, we are going to just wait a minute. The players are the players are deciding what they are doing with the prizes for the event right now, but the players are one away from being readied up. So, okay, life totals are being set, and we are deciding who goes. hmm, Jace Wielder of Mysteries is a strange one to have in the command zone there, Astral. All right. Timna Crom going up right now. We have Timna Thrasios. Kess. Worth to note, Barry the Wizard is undefeated up to this point in the tournament, which is quite the accolade, so definitely the player to look out for. Players are deciding whether they are taking mulligans in order and just kind of deciding not to. So I would have to say that's probably the safer option for all of us out here who would like to watch the match anytime soon. All right. Just figuring out mulligans right now. It seems that Deco, who we saw claim our last round, will be taking the play. As far as my count is aware, there were originally 88 players starting this tournament, so kind of a big slim down to our point right here. I'll try and minimize this chat so I can get an idea what you're doing. I'll pop it up every once in a while so I can respond to people, especially while we are waiting to get going here. Players are deciding what to do. Barry putting a card back in their library. Uh, the Kess player, I'm saying they're Mull 1. Is that just CHRI? Yeah, I guess like Chris instead of a Chris. Oh, let's see. It seems Chris has decided to take another mulligan. Barry says they are ready. We are only waiting on Chris. I really don't know if that's how I'm supposed to pronounce it, but Crit it is. Let's see. All right, for all of you watching at home, I am going to be throwing a link up in the cEDH Cast Discord for those who have not yet joined me. Oh, so the the players are just deciding what is going to happen post game with the prizes for the event. They are clearing things up, and we have pregame actions from Astro Codex. All right. Deco is starting us off. Wild growth going on an overgrown tomb. Seems like a turn to Najila for me. All right, we have a priority token being made. For those at home who aren't familiar with these, on Cockatrice, it's a lot easier to tap and untap a priority token to just symbolize the passing of priority, especially when you're talking over mic and things like that. So, shocking in a talisman turn one. Good amount of ramp there from Barry. Very curious to see what their list. Oh, wow, into a Remora. You can start to see why this is the undefeated player right now. Just checking priority on all the players, all of them seem to be passing priority and passing the turn. Talisman into a Remora is a great place. Ooh, Robert Confidant jamming out turn 1 for Astral. All right. Volcanic Island going, grabbing Najila. All right. Heading over to Barry's turn. Deciding whether to pay for the Remora. Yes, Remora is being paid for, even though it did not yield a single card last turn. Very interesting. Command Tower passing the turn. Very passive start. Dark Confidant flips over an Elvish Mystic. Playing Astral asking if Deco will be aiming at Astral. Deco saying attacking Astral is not their first option. Players revealing that Barry is on a turbo ad nauseum Timna Crom deck, which some are referring to as blue ad nause. This. Barry's having a little bit of trouble hearing his fellow competitors, but he's running a turbo ad nauseum deck, and so far it hasn't dropped a single game. Astral, knowing that about his opponent, went to the beats right at Barry. We will see if Deco does the same. I would suggest it's the smart option. The only other option I could see realistically is jamming at Kess, because Kess is a deck that is full of board wipes, and to be honest, that's really bad for Deco's list. So it could really be either. However, maybe Kess doesn't tutor or search for board wipes, knowing that Najila's pressure is aimed elsewhere. So we'll see kind of how that whole situation fixes itself when it comes to Deco's turn. Crit having a very average start, just playing another Bob. We got a whole table of Bobs right now. All right, we're heading over to Deco's turn. Turn 3 right now. Do pardon me. It's been a long day. All right. Deco just grabbing a land here off of that Marsh Flats. Oh. All the players. Wow. What an early Nature's Will. Fish trigger. Oh my. The players saying, "Are we dead right now? This is insane." Yes, only 4 mana created by Nature's Will. Therefore, there is no established loop at this moment because both players can block the warrior. However, if Nature's Will had connected with multiple players, Najila could have clinched the game right now. Crit just confirming that the warrior has to be blocked or else everyone loses, and that is, yes, the case. Okay, but Najila gets in with combat damage and untaps. What a great position for Deco, really jamming out the answer so early. I wish I had that kind of luck this game, or today. Oh, wow. I thought it was over, folks. Rest in Peace coming down. Really hitting that cast deck. Really feeding fish right now, but worth it for the near win. Very interesting. And now I'm surprised that Since the players did reveal that Kryn needed to block with Dark Confidant, I'm very surprised that Deco did not send both creatures at Barry, therefore being able to guarantee victory next turn if Najeela's not interacted with. Very surprising play, throwing me off a little bit. We are going to the end step of Deco's turn, and now players are thinking about whether they are going to respond. Barry deciding no actions, just going to go to their turn. Mystic Remora trigger on the stack as we hit that upkeep. Barry's deliberating at the moment as to whether that's going to happen. Deliberation happening right now. Barry's really in the tank on this one. It's tough because, you tap out to pay for that and could really lead you to a tough spot. In my opinion, I think it's a good card to keep around, especially given the fact that your opponents are forced to deal with the Najeela on the field. Barry's really taking a lot of time to think about this, not even making physical or verbal comments to the opponents. Deciding to pay, taking the 2 life. It's tough for this Adnaz deck to be down to 30 life already, only on turn 3. Barry, a sigh of exhaustion here. Going undefeated all day takes a lot out of a person. Really taking a lot of time to think about their plays going forward right now. Clearly, the deck is not yielding after that first round, but here we still have lands, so something's happening. But you can tell with the Mox Diamond coming down, with the untapped mana last turn not having an answer for nature as well, you can tell there's definitely something awry. Arid Mesa being chucked into exile because of Rest in Peace. Talisman, Underground Sea. Demonic Tutor coming out of Barry. No responses from the opponents. It's opponents assuming Najeela answers are coming in. However, if Barry takes this opportunity to assert their own win con, it could be quite problematic for their opponents. Barry definitively saying they are not winning this turn. Just going through options. Both opponents saying Gilded Drake seems like a pretty solid one, and I have to agree. If Najeela is given free reign by 2 players, none of this matters right now. It's very bold that these players are assuming that Deco has nothing. I mean, the fact that no blue mana is untapped is good. However, to assume that the player does not have either a pact or a force of will to protect that win seems very interesting. I mean, pact wouldn't do anything here because we would get to the upkeep and Deco would lose. The players are now talking about whether bouncing gives them enough time to have Najeela be recapped. Barry is consulting his fellow players about the fact that they are going through options and not wanting to be considered slow playing. They are just trying to navigate a tense situation. It's tough when you have a card that could literally get you anything in your deck and you have such a precarious tight walk. And it's tough when in these situations to really make sure you're picking the right card. Barry claiming a card, shuffling the library. Demonic Tutor hitting exile and passing the turn, so clearly did not go for the Gilded Drake option that their opponent suggested. Arbor Elf flipped off for Dark Confidant on Astral's turn. Sorry, I'm trying to say a lot of things at once here. Land for turn. And we have Tymna coming down. Very, Very modest start here from Astral. Just a decent amount of card draw, saying answers are not available for Najila. This is a sketchy situation. Astral's really just trying to draw for answers. And yet another card not being given to Mystic Remora. Now making the decision to pay for it, slightly sketchier. Opponent Kree asking if there are any answers to Najila. Astral saying no answers to Najila, drawn off those attacks. Arbor Elf and Pass, not what you want to see in this situation. Really relying on his opponents here. Rough situation. Chris saying, this is it, everyone. Wow, if this ends up turning in Deco's favor, I would be very surprised. Crit. Asking if Barry has conditions. Barry saying conditions need to be met to deal with Najila. Clearly, the demonic tutor was not. Barry saying, I was kind of hoping you guys would answer it. Oh, no. Went for the aggressive play and may be utterly punished. Dockside Extortionist coming down. That's a spicy one. Coming down for 1, 2, 3 on Barry's side, 3 on Deco's side, and none for Astral. 6 treasures. Crit saying, nice job hiding that wild growth. Yeah. 6 counters, 6 treasures. What does Crit have here? So with a land, Deco takes this game, is what his opponents are saying. Without a land, he does not. He's unable to split up the damage and present lethal. So we are really dealing with a tense game right now. Crit is taking his time to try and figure out all the outs. The conversation between Crit and Astral Codex right now is very intense. And Barry blatantly claiming to be ignoring the problem on board and leaving it to his opponents. Rough situation for everybody who's not Barry. Barry's clearly playing in the way that, aggressive plays have clearly gotten Barry to this point. So maybe this is a lesson to be learned from these games. The people who leave this. Oh, Chris saying Barry already has the combo. Barry claiming tutoring pieces to get my combo. Do not have my combo. Digging for pieces, using that to get Remora paid. Using paying Remora as an excuse saying, I don't have the cards I need. 2 treasure tokens being sacked here for a talisman. Not what people want to be seeing. Maybe feeding fish on purpose, trying to get Barry answers. Barry saying, I can probably draw something, you just gotta let me draw. Which, to someone who just admitted to aggressively tutoring for the win, it's not where you want to be. This could be the game. We are in Chris end step. Deco's gonna Vampiric Tutor. Mystic Remora triggers. Barry's drawing. This situation could really be that everyone expends their resources dealing with this imminent Najila threat. Passing priority from Barry. Barry says, I'm guessing counter magic is on the way. Ooh, response to the tutor. Crit is sacking 2 treasures. Into the Royal, targeting Najila. Mystic Remora triggers, draws another card. Right. Chris saying, you left me no choice there, Dedeco. So the Vamp Tutor, now what to get? Because originally, it is resolving officially from the players. Very interesting situation right now because it's very tense because now Barry has twice as many cards as they did when they passed their turn, and everyone's using their resources to try and deal with Deco's library right here. So Deco probably just cast Najila and passes, which is fine, but it's rough. It's rough. Thassa's Oracle. Whoa. No, that's not what I was expecting whatsoever. No response from Barry. Astral. Thassa's Oracle resolves from all players. Demonic Consultation being cast. Barry draws card off Mystic Remora. Asking the other players if they have anything. Barry says, I have one play. Do you have anything to feed the fish? Yeah. The player is really putting the onus on Barry to respond right now, saying, I can maybe interact afterwards, but you have 7 cards in hand. I highly doubt you need any more. Swan Song. Resolves. Wow. Scary moment. Consult. However, a good job on Barry's opponents for making them use the answers. Really, both players really teamed up to say, no, you can interact, and if they have anything, we can give you some more cards. Sneaky moves by all players, really, and good job not trusting the letter of the word that your opponent's kind of throwing at you. End step, Barry's thinking about responses, probably going to jam a Vamp Tutor. Bit of silence here from Barry. Notice, watching the play pattern, very contemplative player, but clearly yielded some great results today. So really says a lot about taking the time to think about your plays. Nothing on end step from Barry. Upkeep. Pondering whether Mr. Remora is being kept, willing to put 3 mana into fish to get some cards, which is crazy from someone who has 6 cards in hand. I can let the fish go. Declaration from Barry. First main. Land for turn. Barry's saying, I can't really play what's in my hand. Astral saying, next turn, Najila still gets there because everyone will die to that 2/2 bird. And Najila comes down, the bird makes combat damage, untaps 5 colors of mana. So these people, these players could end up dying to that 2/2 bird. Chris saying, well, maybe infinite combats can't get through a Kess. And technically speaking, not incorrect, because in that circumstance, the bird would be able to block, or the bird would be able to get through damage on everyone but the player with the flying commander, i.e. Kriya. 4 mana from Barry. Probably Crom, I'd assume. Well, not realizing they did not take the damage from the Ancient Tomb. Crom coming out of the command zone, saying, I will not be beaten down by this bird. Passing, not attacking. We have an upkeep Dark Confidant trigger from Astral. Revealing a Waterlog Grove. Don't know how I missed that. Waterlog Grove coming down as land for turn. Kree getting the Timna beats. Taking 2 as to try and work with the team. Chris saying Astral's trying to do something right now, meaning trying to win. Astral saying, not a given that I find Oracle in this moment. Pondering. Everyone seems to be fine letting Ponder through. It seems like a weird thing to use your interaction on, so I don't know what's holding people up. Looking at the top 3. Astral says, I'll try these 3. Gilded Drake. Taking Crom trigger before the Gilded Drake resolves. Astral saying, I just want a blocker, everyone. That's crazy. Gonna take that, Crom. Stop the birdie beats. Barry says, sure, I guess we can all have flying blockers. Crom jumping over to Astral's side of the board. So I guess it's up to Kree to jam a Kess and hope that they have bird protection. All right, Kree's in a tough position here, using the dockside early just to get answers on the board, really being put in that sort of priority bullying spot from the opponents. Chromox, imprinting a very useless Yawgmoth's Will. Not very good with the Rest in Peace in play. Barry claiming that's a 200 IQ play. That's great. Let's see. We have Kess coming down. Crom trigger. Barry lamenting the Crom triggers coming from his opponents. Going to Deco's turn. What does Deco have? Mana Crypt coming down might help with some of these mana woes we have going on. But we have flying blockers, so bird beats are not going to get there, which is a relief for these players. It really is. I assume Najeela's coming back down after being bounced with Into the Royal. Ludovic, Crown Ludovic's Opus, triggered. Card draw. Astral's getting paid off. Crit is asking his opponents about the win with the bird if nobody... Yeah, Deco clarifying that the bird would only be able to kill someone who did not have blockers for the bird. Deco claims, I have no way to kill anyone at the moment. Oh, Crit asking what happens if someone loses a blocker? Maybe incentivizing removal right now. Ooh, Deco saying, I would obviously kill who is ever open right now. Wow. What a turn of events. Politics are being thrown about. Barry reminding his opponents that they will be gaining life with that bird because Nachila does give lifelink. Najila. Hideko asking if a blocker will be removed. Chris saying, I believe my outs are not enhanced with a player dead. So, Astral saying, can you win if I die? Passing priority in the move to combat. It looks like nobody's dying right now. I really thought we were losing somebody in this top 4. Barry says combat's fine. Second main phase, skipping right through combat. Nothing happening. Wow, just passing through Deco's turn. What could have been a player elimination ended up being Najila pass. Barry's turn. No responses in upkeep, going to draw. First main phase. Where do we find ourselves right now? Barry, once again, taking a lot of time to really think about their plays. Taking a deep, deep breath there. Taking in the entire board, playing to the outs available. Definitely a tense situation for any of these players. They have all worked through this entire day to really push themselves to get here. Barry says, this is awkward. I don't think playing Tymna is going to do anything for me. Right. Attacking means being open to losing this game. Astral's pointing that out. Also, everyone has a blocker, so there's no guarantee that Gilded Drake would even connect. Barry playing Gemstone Caverns, calling it an amazing land for turn. A little bit of witty sarcasm at the end of this day. Just moving right to the end step. Chris saying Barry can still win with an ad nauseum from 26 life. Barry says, no, I do not have my ad nauseum. Crip pointing out the fact that Barry did cast a demonic tutor early on, wondering if the ad nauseum is in hand. Barry says, I tutored for Hulk, which, if you pay attention very carefully to the mana base, is literally impossible. Astral, putting a Neoform in hand, that could lead to a very exciting play. Oh, flipping over a Jace. Wow, even more likely that something's going to happen on Astral's turn. This could be a huge, huge turn for Astral, because Astral has now gone from someone who was indefensive, trying to play around this Najila going for the win, could be claiming the victory in this turn right now, especially if Astral is playing Neoform for Grand Abolisher in the deck. If Grand Abolisher gets brought into the field with Neoform, if Neoform is allowed to resolves... Oh, tapping that Mystic. Oh, well. Plating a Breeding Pool for turn, taking 2. I think Neoform is going to be sacking this Elvish Mystic, going for the Grand Abolisher. Do they let it happen? Trying to figure out... Oh, they think he's going for the Oracle. High possibility, says the opponents, probably not knowing about the Grand Abolisher line. Crit talking to Barry saying, maybe you should use interaction right now. The best part about this play from Astral is that the only thing you're expending is this one card and this one elf. However, you do not have to expend any of your win conditions. Passing priority. Everyone in this round is passing priority. Grand Abolisher hitting the field. Opponents unable to interact right now. Jace Wielder Mysteries coming down. Game should be over right now, folks. Everyone reading Abolisher, aware of the text. Chris saying, I guess we lose. Tainted Pact for the win. That's game. There's literally nothing the opponents can do after letting that Neoform resolve. Wow. Wow. Stealing victory out of what felt like everyone was on defensive. Barry having a lot of pressure throughout that game on his opponents. And Deco presenting the win from turn 2 gets the win stolen. Astral Codex is our champion. Congratulations. Everybody congratulating their opponent. Astral, who is known to be around. Astral, not only a moderator of the cEDH Reddit server, but no, just a player who is known to be assisting around the community, a player who is one of the mods, or not one of the mods here, but someone who is helping. Oh, yeah. Someone who helps out a great deal. Astral, someone who helped me get into these webcam games. So really glad to see someone I know in the community. Very good player. Very happy to see that win. All right, everyone. Congrats to Astral. Congrats to everyone in the top 4. This is awesome. All right, everyone. There is an interview right now going with Astral. However, I'm going to call an end to my stream because I can't distribute that to you. So have a good one, everybody.